When I think about Lucky You, it gives off this ominous kind of vibe to it. I don't know, like a bad Christmas or something like that. I don't know. You were naughty or nice. I don't know, whatever. It just had that energy to it. It sounds kind of evil, to be honest.
Y'all gotta move, yeah. Y'all gotta move, yeah. Y'all gotta move. Give me some room. Give me some room. Give me the juice. How about the coupe? How about the coupe? How about the shoot? Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Give me the juice.
I started working on the beat for Lucky You in a hotel room, I think. I was just playing some stuff on the keyboard and I was like, yo, this is cool. And I called one day, I'm like, yo, I made something cool, and he played it for him, and I was like, yo, like, I think this is cool. He was like, that's hard, isn't it? And then he was like, yeah, like, send me that. Send it to him, and like Wanda just threw some crazy stuff on there.
Did a little something, you know,
Yeah, nah.
something like
A lot of something.
So when Jahaan first played me the beat, like I listened to it a few times. I liked it a lot. It had these Christmas type elements to it. Yeah, I ended up just speeding it up and just putting that slap to it, you know? So I ended up sending it over to Joyner because I knew he was gonna go work with Eminem. My first album I've ever bought was a Slim Shady LP. So, you know, for years I've been studying Eminem, studying his music, his style, and everything. You know, it was like a real case study for me.
From the 8 Mile to the South Pass to the same marshal, that outlaw that they say is a writer might have fell off. I'm back on that bull like the cowboy. So y'all gotta move, yeah.
So the first thing I did, I got this plugin called Philharmonic. I use this Glockenspiel, which is just some bells. I was really just playing something on this instrument. I had a MIDI keyboard, and I was just like, okay, cool, finding something out. And I thought that the key was too bright, so what I did was I converted this to audio. So I used this thing called Sound Shifter. I dropped it down 3 semitones, and it ended up sounding like this. So after I had these bells, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna take some high end off. So I took some high end off just so it's not as bright. Plus, I know when I work with Wonder likes darker stuff. So I was just like, yo, like, let me darken this up a bit. And I was like, okay, like that's pretty much the loop. So after I got the sound all dark and stuff, I pretty much just slowed like the bells down like half time. Those like together just sounded like. After I had those 2 other bells, I just added 1 more bell.
And that's when shit got real.
I got it more serious and just added these trombones. At that point, the bells just, it sounded like an orchestra to me. Like I was going in that direction, so I just said, let me just stick with this orchestration vibe I'm going for. So I just was like, okay, like trombones sound good. Like I added some French horns. So I just used that for like a little melody in the background.
Genius.
Nah. Then I added this bass. Then after all of that, I added this bass from Omnisphere. This all sounds good, and I listened back to it one more time and just to be sure.
When I heard that section in the beat, that shit just sounded like, you know, in a movie when something's about to really go down, like it's scary. It gets scary at that part. So it's like literally the perfect setup, perfect build up for a beat. That was the complicated part. Now we get to the slap. So, all right, let me show you how this. I got the idea for it immediately. It was all in my head. So I was like, put it right into Fruity Loops and I sped it up. The hi-hats kind of direct like the rhythm a little bit. So I just started off with hi-hat. Yeah, that energy. We keep it the same over here. So it needed some rumble to it. So I found this 808, this BWB sound kit. Shout out to Big White Beats. When I heard everything that Jahaan had done with the orchestration, you know, it's really smooth. Although it sounds ominous, it's really smooth and Christmassy sounding. So I felt like it needed like the most ugly percussion to, you know, kind of what's the word I would say?
Juxtaposition, like balance or
Yeah,
offset.
exactly. Offset it. So I found this really ugly clap. And then I added a snare just to give it that little extra bop. And when you put it all together, the pattern sounds a little something like this. It just sounded bouncy, and it's just such contrast with Jahaan's like beautiful French horns and the, you know, the glockenspiels and all that stuff to these like gritty, ugly drums that like are kind of wild and obnoxious. So it worked perfectly together.
How about the coupe? How about the coupe? How about the shoot? Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Give me the juice.
That wraps up basically what me and Jahaan added to this song, which is mainly the first part of the beat, and then Illa, the producer, and Eminem did the rest of it, which is the second half of the beat. Then it transitions back into what we did.
They're asking me what the fuck happened to hip-hop. I said I don't have any answers, cause I took a L when I dropped my last album. It hurt me like hell, but I'm back on these rappers and actually
To hear that caliber of rap is just amazing to me. Like on the same thing, like
Yeah, it really doesn't get much better than that. Like just
Yeah.
the skill level there and the flow, the energy of the song, the hook,
Yeah.
it just all came together as one big ball of energy. And I've been waiting for Eminem and Joyner to do a song together for a minute, so it's perfect matrimony.
y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Give me the juice.